Hey guys, and welcome to East Coast Brewing, and today's brew day. So what are we going to be brewing up first? Can't talk to you guys about brewing beer without having a beer. This is still, I don't know if you've been watching the videos on the channel, but this is still that beer maker's kit that I got for $14 at Superstore, which we doctored up with some hops, some dry malt extract, and a little bit extra dextrose. But this thing is awesome. It turned out so good, and the aging of this was just awesome. Look at that. It's just fan-freaking-tastic. I may have been a little aggressive on the pour there, but anyways, it's amazing. I'll let that settle down. So what we're brewing up today, we're going to brew up a Cooper's Brew A IPA. So we're going to use this kit. Then we're going to add in the Brew Enhancer 3. Now the Brew Enhancer 3, basically it's a combination, it's 1 kilogram. It's a combination of malted barley, so dry malt extract basically, dextrose, and multi-dextrin. Now multi-dextrin adds more body to your beer, as well as mouthfeel and head retention. So we're going to be throwing that in there and keeping it pretty simple, guys. We're just going to throw all this ingredients together. Okay, I'll show you that here. We're going to use the Cooper's DIY beer kit back here, or the beer fermenter. But I got to be honest with you guys, I have brewed this before. I haven't done it on camera for you guys, but when I did brew it, I didn't add anything additional to it other than a kilogram of dextrose. So basically kit and kilo. And to be honest with you, it tasted good. It was good, but it wasn't very hoppy at all. Like, I mean, not that I want to be a crazy hop head or anything like that, but I mean, it tasted good, but it didn't taste like an IPA. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to explain. It tasted more like just like a dark amber ale, to be honest with you. But so what we're going to be adding to it is we're going to be adding 3 ounces of hops to this. We're going to be adding Mosaic with 26.6 alpha acid, Cascade 18.4 alpha, and Citra, one of my favorites is Citra, at 24.4 alpha. Now these also are the Cryo Hops. Now I don't know if you know about Cryo Hops or not, but Cryo Hops, I'm not going to get into the whole science of it, but basically what they've done is they've made it so that these are double the potency of a regular hop. And so you basically, we're going to be adding the equivalent of 6 ounces of hops to this 5-gallon batch. It might be crazy, I don't know. I really don't know why. I don't want it. I was going to say, you know, let's do 1.5 ounces of these and it'll be like 3 ounces, but I didn't want to start out small and then rebrew and keep trying stuff like that. So you know what, I'm going to go, because I do like hops, and I'm, you know, if it's got too much hops in it, I might, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. But so I'm going to go for the 3 ounces of these. But anyways, they're double the potency. They figured out a way, and I think they use, I'm not sure what it is that they do, but they're able to extract the oils more concentrated, I guess. Anyways, do some Googling online on the Cryo Hops, and you guys will find out a lot of information. Maybe I'll do a video on just Cryo Hops, and we'll talk more about it. But until then, if I haven't put one up there, go ahead and Google that. So what are we going to do? We're just going to boil up some water. We're going to throw in these hops. We're going to let them boil for about 10 minutes. What I'd like to do normally, I'd boil for about an hour and I'd add them in at different intervals. But you know what? We're just going to keep it simple. We're going to boil up some water, add these in, let them boil up for 10 minutes. Then we're going to add in our Brew Enhancer and our malt extract here. Yeah. Or pre-hopped malt extract. Jeez, I haven't even had a beer yet today. And we're going to brew it all here in the mini secret brewery, East Coast mini secret brewery. I'll give you a tour sometime. The only thing we're going to do is we're going to head upstairs to the stove to do the initial boiling of the water and adding the ingredients. Then we'll be back down to mix everything up and get things going. So I'll meet you guys up in the kitchen. Cheers. Okay guys, let's get mixing this up. Now, here's the thing. I decided to do it down in the mini brewery here instead of making a mess up in the kitchen. Might as well, right? Okay, so I've boiled up 2 liters of water. So that's what we've got going on here first. But, gotta have some of this. This is a Bewitched Amber Ale I did from Mr. Beer. And it started to age quite a bit now, and it's really, really good. So if you get a chance, check out that video. It's on the channel. Yeah, it's a really good beer. It's one of my favorites. A couple other things. A little bit of an adjustment, guys. We are not going to be putting in 3 ounces of hops. I'm actually decided just to do 2 ounces of hops because these are the Cryo Hops and they're crazy potent. Now, the reason that I made this decision is I brewed up a 2-gallon batch of an IPA, and I only used 1 ounce of this in a 2-gallon batch, and it was really potent. I mean, like, it was good. It was just right. So I figured, you know what? If we do 3 into this 5-gallon batch, then it's going to be probably way overpowering. And so this is actually still the equivalent of 4 ounces of hops. So I decided to go with the Cascade because the alpha acid is 18.4. And then the Citra with the alpha acid of 24.4. So we're gonna do these 2. So I've got my water boiled up. What's next? Woo, steamy. So we're just gonna add these guys in. Keeping it simple, guys. Oh, that's potent. Those Citra hops are nice. There, I don't know. Can you see those there? Look at that. Beauty. Let's get those in there. Throw in some Cascade. Cascade. Oh, good times. You know what, man? I love brewing beer down here in the mini brewery. People leave me alone. I love it. Can have a little brew. Mm. That's good. Now you can see these ones here are a little bit darker. The Cascade. Alright, so those are in. What's next? Haha! We got to put in our brew enhancer number 3. Forgot which number we were using. Number 3. If I can get into it. Alright. Throw that out. You know what else I like about being down here? I can make a mess down here and it's no big deal. Get all this in here nicely. Alright, now we just gotta mix this all up. Can't see me. Now you can. Alright, let's get this mixed up. By the way, I've gone ahead and sanitized all of my equipment. So like my spatula here. And the Cooper's fermenter there is all sanitized and ready to go. I use Star San. I don't know, there's a few other products out there on the market, but for the majority of what people use is usually the Star San. It's you know what I like about the Star San? It's a non-rinse sanitizer, so you don't have to rinse or anything like that. Okay guys, I'm going to continue and mix this up because what you want to do, you want to make sure that this is mixed up really, really good. And you know what? It's going to take me a little bit because I want to get these hops all nicely mixed in with the Brew Enhancer 3. And there's a few clumps in here. So you know what? I'll be right back. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our pre-hopped malt extract, the Cooper's IPA. Okay, be right back. Okay. What I did with our pre-hopped malt extract before we got started here is I put it in a pot full of hot water and just let it soak in there to loosen it up so it'll pour a little easier because it's pretty thick stuff. Check it out. Whoa, that's pretty awesome. Looks good. Now I'm going to take the spatula and try and get as much of this out. Normally what I do is I actually heat up some water in a kettle and then I pour it in here, but you know what? I'm gonna probably be able to get most of it here with the spatula, so I'm not too worried about it. And there's a little bit left in here, not a big deal. All right, I think that's pretty much got most of it. So there's a little bit left in here. There we go. Hey, by the way, if this is boring you right now, go get yourself a beer, come back, you know. There, that's probably good. Yeah, that's got most of it. Check it out. See? Now, this is the key part right here. We want to make sure we mix this up all real good. I don't know, can you guys see? Yeah, you can kind of see that there. It's not really a close-up or anything, but, you know, originally it was pretty green from those hops. Now it's starting to turn brown. See that? So we want to mix our hops, our brew enhancer, and our pre-hopped malt extract all up in here. There we go. This smells. Oh, this smells amazing, you guys. Ah. Whew, if you like IPAs, I think this is going to be a good one. Like I said, I have done this one before, but I didn't do it with any hops. So, let's get this good taste. That's tasty. Do you know what? It's not very bitter. But I mean, you're not going to really know until you brew it, right? What it's going to taste like. Okay, what's our next step, folks? Next step is to pour it into the, that's right, the fermenting vessel. Okay, I'm actually going to remove this stuff off of my little table down here and get the fermenter on here, and then we're going to pour this in, okay? So just give me a second to set that up. All right. Okay, guys, we got the fermenter sitting here, ready to go. It's all sanitized. I've got my mixing spoon ready to roll, also sanitized. And I'm putting it on the sanitized lid. So first things first, let's get this wort into the fermenter. Boom, just like that. What's up next? Well, next thing we're going to do is we're just going to top it up to the 23 liter mark on the fermenter here, and then we're going to stir it up. Okay, so I'm going to go start filling this up with water, so you don't need to see that because it's boring. Okay? Okay, we are topped up, man. Topped up to the 23 liter mark. So we're going to go ahead and stir this up real good. As soon as we got this nice and stirred up, we are going to go ahead and put in our yeast. Well, actually, no, first what we're going to do is we're going to take a hydrometer reading because I want to know how much booze is going to come out of this beauty of an IPA. Man, she's already the color is already looking amazing. You can kind of see that. Wow, it kind of looks green to you guys, maybe. Let's see if I can tap you in. There you go. Eh. Anyway, we work on a budget around here, guys. You know, mini breweries in our storage rooms and stuff like that. So if you're looking for Hollywood movie quality, it's not happening. Okay? All right. What's up next? It is time to put in our yeast. No, it's not. It's time to get our hydrometer reading. Now, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm just actually filling up the hydrometer here. Okay? There we go, just enough to float the hydrometer. Now, in this video, guys, I'm not going to give you what the reading is because it takes a bit for these bubbles to settle down. In the next video here, I will show you guys, or tell you guys what the reading started out at. And we'll go from there. And as always, we're going to do, like I said, we're doing our brewing, we're going to do our bottling, and we're going to do our taste test all in this same video. Okay? Alright, there we go. Get the yeast all in there. We're gonna stir that up. Depending on what, you know, some people put their they put their yeast on top and just leave it. I stir mine in. Most times I stir mine in. You'll see some videos where I don't stir it in. There we go. It's good and stirred in. That's it, guys. Now we're gonna let this guy go. Put the lid on here. You're probably wondering why there's no airlock on this. Well, this actually acts as an airlock in itself. It just lifts up and burps. You don't need an airlock on these guys. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for probably around 21 days. We'll take a hydrometer reading probably on day 20 and then 21 and see if the final gravity has balanced out, and if it stays the same for those 2 days, then we're gonna go ahead and bottle it. So we'll be right back to bottle it. Thanks for watching, guys. That was the brew process of the Cooper's Brew A IPA with Cascade and Citra hops. Cheers. Hey guys, what's going on? Yeah, the lighting in here sucks, okay? So, you know what? I'm just going to have to get some additional lighting in here because I'm going to probably be doing most of my filming down here for beer tasting and brewing, bottling, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to definitely have to get some lights in here. But hey, for today, we're just going to have to make do. Now, we're going to go ahead and bottle this, but I got to be honest with you guys, I really kind of crapped the bed on this batch because it's been 26 days and I probably should have bottled it a long time ago. I just got busy, but you know what? I kind of wish I had put those hops in a muslin bag because I don't know, I thought they would really settle out to the bottom, but you know, there's still stuff floating on the top here. So I don't know, guys, this might be a pretty cringy IPA. In fact, it might not be very good at all. I don't know. I did take a hydrometer reading earlier and it smelled great, and I did taste it. It tasted pretty good. So we'll see what happens. But next time I would definitely, from what I'm seeing, I'd probably put the hops in a muslin bag. Hey, I was just trying something. We'll see, you know. What else? Okay, so this is definitely going to be a session IPA because we started off with a starting gravity of 1.037 and we ended with a 1.012. So calculated out, that's 3.2% alcohol. So it's definitely a session IPA. But hey, if it tastes good, that's really the main thing. I do like a little bit more. I'm Canadian, right? So I mean, I like my beers to have a little bit more, you know, a little more boost. That's good. This is the Mr. Beer American Lager, and it is amazing. Check that video out in the channel. Okay, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on the bottling with you guys here today. We're going to carbonate with the Cooper's carbonation drops, okay? Sometimes I'll use dextrose, and I'll put a couple teaspoons of dextrose into the bottles instead of using these. But I bought these because I love them. They're a little pricier, yeah, but they're super convenient. So all you do is put 2 into your sanitized bottles, okay? All right, so those are sanitized. And then basically what we're gonna do is just, I don't know if you can see that, yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and start filling these bottles up. Straight up, just like this. Now this batch will do roughly around 30 of these 740 milliliter bottles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill these up and cap them, and then you know what, I'm gonna let these probably sit for a lot longer than I normally do. Normally I'm a couple weeks on an IPA and then I'll give it a try. These I might even do a month because I think it's gonna take a bit for the rest of this stuff in here to settle out. And you know what, it might be a shitty beer, I don't know, but I'll be back to do the taste test and let you know what it turned out like. And yeah, hoping for the best, but we'll see what happens. So with the miracle of time, I'll see you guys in a few seconds. But for me, it's going to be about a month. So, cheers. We'll talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, we're back. All right, now I actually didn't let this settle out for a month. I actually let it settle out for about 8 weeks and condition, and then I put it in the fridge for a week. Because after 4 weeks, there was still a lot of stuff that hadn't settled out. Now it's settled out pretty good. It's still going to be a bit of a cloudy beer, but hey, that's okay. It's an IPA, so we're going to give it a spin and see what happens. All right, so what am I looking for? So yeah, you can take a look at it here. See, it's a little bit cloudy. It's not bad though. So yeah, Kruper's Brew A IPA with, what did we use again? It's been so long. Citra and Cascade hops. So I'm hopeful it's going to be good. I haven't tried this one yet at all, so I have no idea. So it's going to be interesting. A little bit of carbonation in there. That's all right. I don't know how much there will be. Good old mason jar. Not a lot of head on this guy. You know, we used that brew enhancer. I thought it would be a lot more head. Look at that, almost nothing. So, how does it look here? The flashlight test. Beautiful color though. Look at that color. That is beaut. That's a beauty. It's a beautiful IPA color. It smells good. You can definitely get the Citra hops. More Citra hops than Cascade for sure. Yeah, I'm basically just getting the Citra hops out of this, but that's okay. Smells good. Let's take it for a spin and see what happens, guys. That's good. That's really good. You know what? It could use a little bit more carbonation, but other than that, though, great flavor. I mean, it's not crazy bitter. It's got a great very, very citrusy. Almost like a grapefruity taste. This is really good. And it's light. It's very light, you guys. Like, it's not strong. It's only about 3.2%. This would be a great summer IPA. And I've got 5 gallons of it, so actually I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be good. Alright, so tweaks. Overall, honestly, I think what I would have done is I would have put the hops in a muslin bag, just because it's a little bit less mess. And also, I like to have a little more boost, as you know, in my my beer. So I probably would have added another 500 grams, roughly, of probably dextrose, just to give it a little bit more alcohol content. But hey, there's nothing wrong with having a session IPA kicking around, you know. Nothing wrong with it at all. Alright guys, let me know if you've done this one and how it turned out. As always, like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you subscribe, helps me out. Eventually I might be able to monetize this channel and maybe make a few bucks off the hobby. You know, that's cool, right? So as always, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheers.